Teddy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay.
Is Teddy on yet? Teddy's
I've
on.
been listening to lots of Chick-fil-A talk and stuff. I
Mm.
just didn't know if you guys could.
Well, the Chick-fil-A Wendy and I went to in Maryland. It's the blue Chick-fil-A.
What?
They have pizza, burgers.
What? Wait, what?
It's a concept day. It's one. There's only one of them right now. It's a concept day in Maryland. It's outside the University of Maryland.
or?
No, whatever University of Maryland is. I can't. But it's the only one right now. It was not good. They need to stick to chicken. I'll just say that. They need to stick to chicken.
If you see a blue Chick-fil-A,
When
run.
we tried everything, the pizza, the wings. Anyways. Okay. Are we okay to get going? This feels
I think
empty.
so, we're gonna, we've got a quorum, cause we have the two.
Right, we got the two. Teddy, can you hear us?
Sure can.
Okay. Okay, are you ready? Are we live? Are we good? Okay. Welcome to our work meeting tonight. Just by way of information, we do have two council members online. So we do have our quorum. We will excuse council member Henderson tonight, who's dealing with the death in the family, and extend our condolences to him and his family. We have a quick agenda tonight. Just laid out for staff and everybody we talked, we're gonna get through, we're gonna do legislative update and then go into hopefully a quick closed, whatever, but no matter what, we're ending closed at 7. So then our general meeting's like 10 minutes and we go home to our families.
Why don't we do the update after close?
Why don't we do it now?
Let's do the update first and then, that way we're giving ourselves a hard deadline on the closed. I don't think we even need that much time on the closed, to be honest, but I'm just saying we don't wanna come back, no matter how far we get on, nothing's worth coming back tonight after, just gonna say that, so. Okay, so we'll start 1.1, review this evening's agenda, 9.1, I'm just seeing. So we're even kicking that to future. This is gonna be a fast meeting. Okay, so 9.1 is bumped to a future meeting.
Just, kind of as a preemption here, I don't know how we wanna handle it, but, I wanted to have a discussion about item 11.2. Maybe take it out of the consent agenda and talk about it separately. Sorry to make that, troubling, but I just, it's like an $80,000 expense for a, RFP for architectural concept for the Public Works facility out of Butterfield. And, just is, it's a big expense for a big thing. I wanted to make sure we had a chance to at least talk about that and get an understanding of what the goal and plan there is, so.
I just invite you to pull it. Justin is not here, but I'll be happy to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, just when you make the motion, you can pull it in there.
Okay.
Perfect, any other, okay, so 1.2 then, future agenda items, anything from council? Okay, see nothing, we will go 1.3, no recognitions received, anything from council, for future recognitions? Okay, see none. So we're gonna swap 2 and 3 then too, is that okay? We're gonna swap 2 and 3. We'll do 3 first and then we'll come back and do closed. That way Sherry gets a minute to get Sherry here too for closed. So let's jump into, is that okay, Sherry?
My ETA said 5:25 when I left, and I'm up to 5:48, so,
It's been the wrong direction.
Okay, well, we'll go through with 3.1 and then we'll, hopefully you'll be here around the time to go to closed, so. Okay, who's gonna read? Let's run point, Todd.
I can talk about a couple of them, yeah.
Couple things we wanna talk about.
One of them just came out today. It's Senate Bill 337. It's a land use bill. This is an interesting bill by Collimore. Where they.
Tomorrow's,
Yes.
the agenda.
Yeah, this is one of the main ones we wanna talk about.
This is the Beehive, it would create a Beehive Development Agency. And this agency would allow essentially an override of local control. for certain project areas, and they could do multiple projects a year, but not more than 3, I think is what I read. This is a really bad bill for local governments. Any type of where the state dictates what's gonna happen and how it's gonna happen, we would likely be opposed to, as well as they would not allow cities to charge fees for those impacts. So the state would get everything, and then we're stuck with the.
So, and there's a big issue about, it's somewhat happening at the point
Yes.
where they're saying, well, you still, even though you're not getting any revenues, you're still gonna have to provide services, cause in 40 years, you will get benefit. So we're gonna saddle your today taxpayers, because the taxpayers in 40 years, their grandchildren will get a benefit. We're seeing that happen over there. That's, I think, one of the concerns with this bill. So we had a long meeting today on it. Because there is no local consent, and that seems to be, if the governor and the speaker and the president wanna be developers, great, but then they need to work with the cities that are supposed to then provide services to these things. And part of that local consent means you have to provide the revenue source to us to provide those services. It can't be, well, we're gonna build this, we're gonna take all the revenue, and by the way, you have to provide all these services. Your taxpayers have to subsidize the state's development. So that's part of this bill. It's not a good bill, but I think that'll be mostly what they're talking about tomorrow.
The substitute for the gravel bill came out, Snyder's gravel bill that we talked about on LPC on Monday. The amendments are better. I think he said less crappy, is that what he said in the meeting? I would agree that it makes it a little bit better, but still it allows for zoning or entitlements. What bill number was that?
355.
355.
Yeah, HB 3.
Oh, this one, yeah. Snyder's right, yeah.
It still preempts cities if a gravel company owns, and this is what one of the changes is, they have to own it by May of this year. So you wouldn't be able to do it to new property acquired by any gravel pits. But essentially it's, even if it's not zoned, we're allowed to continue that use. And Snyder's argument was in mining right law, once you find a trail, you can then follow it. I don't know if that translates to gravel pits where they're taking the surface and then down. I think that's a problem, and therefore I still think it's gonna be an opposition from us. I don't know if the league's gonna I haven't talked to anyone from the league on it. But the county, as you noted from LPC, is not, they went neutral on it as
I would say too, our representative did vote, hats off to them, they reached out and voted against it in the House, so.
that's good.
Maybe some are concerns.
The last one I have is HB 444. This is the privacy amendments. So last year, the legislature passed HB 491, and it's crazy as far as what a governmental entity has to do to protect information that we receive from anything. I worked with Jared Tingy and Chris Bramwell on the substitute language that I don't know if they're finalized, but we tried to get it to a point where it's more palpable. Namely, they had a provision in there that would require anyone we contract with to adopt certain privacy standards. Well, as you know, software companies do not allow for deviation of their contracts. And Kyle can probably attest to this. They might have, if they're big enough, they might allow for some deviation, but it's really hard to get other things deviated from. So that was the argument, is we might not have services if you're forcing us to have this language because they won't ever agree to it. So I think we've mitigated a lot of the issues in that bill. So I think we'll probably be neutral. I don't know if we'll be supporting it, but that
Which one was that again?
HB 444
Because right now we're on oppose.
as drafted. But I know, I talked to Jared Teeny today.
But the
Yeah.
second sub, we might go to
Yes,
neutral.
they're circulating some language right now. I haven't seen it, but I commented on the first substitute, a list of my concerns, and it sounds like several of those concerns are gonna be incorporated in the second. So that's what I had. Nathan, is there any?
Yeah, I do so I emailed, you should have received this from the league, because they sent it out to everybody on the listservs, but the State Housing Strategic Plan. We're supposed to submit, comments are open until March 19th. As staff, we got together and looked at it and are going to come up with maybe their more technical kind of comments. I don't know that we have it on the agenda to talk about formally on the 12th. If the council wants to have one response, or if you're each gonna submit your own. And more on the policy. Some of the concerns I've had as we went through it, there's a lot of studies and a lot of reports they're going to be asking us to do. It almost feels like we're gonna have to hire somebody to do our data privacy and hire another person just to do all these reports that the state wants us to collect data on that we do not do now. So, I just want you to be aware of it. It's the strategic plan or phase 1. Don't ask me why we're doing the strategic plan while we're adopting all the legislation that doesn't necessarily move it forward, since this has been going on the whole time, but you should have received that. There's a link in it. I actually attached it to you for you, so you didn't have to follow the link, but that is a big one. Just encourage you to, there's a lot of appendices. It's not as long as it claims to be, but there's a lot of, you'll see as you go through it. Data needs to be collected. Some of that's gonna fall on cities to collect, and it's not clear if we even have that kind of data. But we're going through it, staff, more on those technical pieces, like questioning how we do this. But we weren't really gonna weigh in on the overall, some of the policy decisions they're making, cause
Market economic analysis, I mean, like private sector analysis, right?
yeah, there's some stuff in there I don't know that we would have or how we would ever get it.
Right.
Or who's going to be the arbiter of that it's a valid study.
Yeah.
So, I wanted you to look through it. It's, we have till March 19th to submit comments. The league has asked us, I can't remember, I don't know who at the state is reading all these comments. I think the league would like to,
Probably see them, at least, yeah. Compile them.
so I think some of them are going to the league.
Definitions is the.
So there is a feedback form on that. So it looks like it's going to the league, and then they're gonna,
I can see it being beneficial for
but you
us.
can also just send it directly to the
And I can see
state.
it beneficial for all of us to give our, cause I know Steve's got some great, like, I don't think we could even give Steve's comments justice of what, I think he would. So, but I think if we all chime in, I think there's a.
I think it would be better.
I think we're all gonna be pretty on the same page, right? It's not, but I think 5 voices coming from our corner of the valley, I think could be beneficial.
So as I said, I think on the staff level, we were to submit one that was just technical, like, here's a problem with trying to gather that data kind
And
of
then
stuff.
we hit the policy side,
You
yep.
guys can hit the policy.
Go ahead, Sherry.
I was just curious, because I had asked about this a few days ago. I didn't know if we wanted to have like some formal points from the council, or if you wanted each individual person on the council to take their time and do their feedback, or if you wanted to coordinate it. I was just curious how you guys, as a group, wanted to move forward on that.
Well, I made the suggestion, I think we each individually do, cause I think we do have, I think we're all similarly aligned, but I think 5 voices, I think coming from our perspectives with 5 different voices, I think is good. I think we'll all be on the same page, but I think
Okay.
if 5 of us chime in,
And we do have it on the agenda for the 12th, so that you can talk about it before you
Yeah,
finalize. So if you,
That makes sense.
if you wanna coordinate it, that's gonna be more of an open discussion during the work meeting. It's like, how do you wanna deal with it? So that would give a chance for the council to at least talk to each other and bounce those ideas off. And we'll tell you what we're thinking at that point too.
okay, I like it,
I think I do too. That's beneficial, I think.
I like it. Okay.
think that's all. There is a special LPC tomorrow. There's a lot of bills still popping up.
Are you able to get on tomorrow?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Todd, are you able to be on tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Sherry, are you able to be on tomorrow? Teddy? Teddy, you probably, maybe not.
I
Yeah,
am,
have it
tied
on
up
the
the
calendar.
solar conference for a couple.
Okay.
More days.
Okay.
so.
Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow.
Okay. You guys might, I cannot. We've got a lunch been on our calendar for a while, but if you guys are on, we can talk after too, Nathan.
So we've had 11 new bills introduced today, 8 in the House and 3 in the Senate. So,
Are they housing bills?
well, the 337 is called Land Use and Development Amendments. That's the big thing for the discussion tomorrow at LPC. That is, it creates that Beehive Development Associate or Administration or something. There are quite a few bills, and then